preface this by saying this is not a very typical breakfast for me, but I woke up extra early to make some English muffin bread. So I was like, I'm kind of hungry, and I had this banana bread coming out of the oven, and then I have the overnight oats for some protein, and I'm just like, okay, whatever, might as well just have breakfast. So I'll put the overnight oats recipe on the screen, but I added some protein powder, which I don't normally do, and it actually came out really good. Like, you can't really taste the protein powder, and there's no like weird texture, so it's a lot better than like protein oatmeal, which I think tastes absolutely horrendous. Let's give it all a little try. It's so good. Okay, time for my banana bread. Whole wheat, sweetened maple syrup, some walnuts in here, a bunch of cinnamon, nutmeg, just all the good tasting things. Some grass-fed butter on there. Wow. To think that this is only sweetened with maple syrup was, sorry, alarm. To think that this is only sweetened with maple syrup is actually like insane. My overnight oats is a little runny, but that's okay. I'm gonna continue enjoying this. Maybe this is your sign to have a very sweet breakfast. But anyways, I will see you at lunch. Okay, after quite the long morning, we finally made it to lunch, where I never feel like cooking or turning on the stove or anything. So we have a little snack plate full of all my favorite things. We have some watermelon, some hummus, the Ithaca one with olive oil, so good. Cucumber, carrots, and then deli meat with the hummus. Actually insane, like my new hyperfixation snack. I've never tasted anything better. And then I showed you my little hack, how to make a coffee at home that tastes like a coffee shop latte. So good. You just get the espresso from your coffee shop, and then you bring it home, add whatever milk, preferably raw milk, maple syrup, raw honey, whatever you want, some cinnamon. Comes out so good. So yeah, I'm gonna enjoy this beautiful little snack plate, and I will see you at dinner. Alrighty, we finally made it onto dinner. Oh god. Alright, we finally made it onto dinner. Post dance right now. Looking for something high protein and with some carbs. So I just chopped in half a little sweet potato from the farmer's market. Gonna cook this little baked potato action. And then for our veggie, we have some broccoli. I'm kind of getting sick of steamed broccoli, so I'm gonna put it in the oven and let it roast in there. As the main source of protein, I have 2 chicken breasts. And then also, I think I'm gonna have some watermelon as well. So that just sounds nice and refreshing. A little bit of hydration from the watermelon to go along with the meal. I just buy like a whole head of broccoli from the farmer's market and chop it up. I feel like that's better than buying frozen broccoli because you don't really know where that broccoli is coming from, to be honest. Here's all of my broccoli, as you can see right here. Put it in a bowl with some coconut oil just so it cooks evenly and doesn't get super burnt. Unfortunately, the only one I have is this organic virgin coconut oil from Costco. I need to get some extra virgin though. I just spoon a little bit in there, and then as I mix it around with my hands, it kind of ends up melting on its own, so I don't have to really do much. I'm gonna put this on the pan with my sweet potatoes. Add a little salt to them after they get out of the oven. And then for my sweet potato, I'm just gonna spoon more coconut oil out, just a little bit, and rub it on the top. And then also poke it with a fork just to, I don't really know what that does, but I always see it being done. I'm gonna wash my hands and then salt these. And then as for the chicken, I just butterfly it, add the seasonings, cook it on the pan, and that's pretty much it. All right, these are both ready to get into the oven. Gonna cook my chicken, and then I'll show you the final product. Okay, I'm feeling slightly peckish right now while my food is cooking, so I'm just gonna have a little bit of watermelon while my stuff is in the oven. Okay, so this is the final look at dinner. I was thinking about putting a little bit of coconut oil inside of my sweet potato because I heard that was a really good combo. But honestly, I think this sweet potato is just fine on its own with a little bit of salt. The broccoli actually came out really good. I love it roasted. And then chicken, as usual, nice and juicy because it's from the farmer's market, so it's just so much better. I'm gonna enjoy this. I'll see you tomorrow morning for breakfast. Okay, we're finally here for breakfast. My mom and sister requested me to make waffles. This is gonna be a new recipe, so we'll see how it turns out. Gonna do some biblical-based waffles. So I'm gonna start with my 2 pasteurized eggs, 3/4 cup raw milk that I got freshly delivered yesterday, and I made raw milk, a little bit of vanilla extract for flavor, and then I need 2 tablespoons of melted grass-fed butter, Then you can add a tablespoon of maple syrup or honey, but I prefer to just put it on top. Whisk this up. Look at that beautiful color. Now I'm gonna add just a teensy bit of cinnamon. Maybe not so teensy, I love cinnamon. And then we need a cup of whole wheat flour, a scoop of some lineage protein powder, and a little extra health benefits. 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Kind of a lot, but it is to help it rise, so you know. I have made a mess so far, but whisk this guy up. Don't want to over whisk it because then it's going to come out dense, but just until incorporated. Looks very nice. Looks like a pretty good waffle batter, I can't lie. And I just whipped that up in like 5 seconds. So that's amazing. I'm gonna let that sit for a little bit while I get my waffle maker preheating, and then I'll start cooking them. I got my homemade pumpkin spice iced latte. So good. I have a video on that coming out, if it's not out already by the time this is being posted. And then I also have my waffles. Let's give it a taste test. I love my waffles crispy, and these are, so very happy about that. Those are good. You really taste the whole wheat, so it kind of tastes kind of like a buckwheat pancake type of vibe, but it's really good. Alright, catch you at lunch. Okay, so we're just not going to talk about how my dinner looks right now. Yeah, we're going to skim past that. Just pretend like you don't see this complete and utter mess. But having some eggs with avocado and then a protein smoothie with some raw kefir, raw milk, mixed berries, banana, and cinnamon. And that's it. Really good, actually. And also the lineage protein powder in here. But yeah, I have been just like go for the past like 2 hours. So when I got home, I was just like ravenous, and I'm just like, okay, I just need to eat something. I need to get something in. I don't really care what it is. Eggs were the easiest thing to cook. I don't have any other protein, so this is just gonna have to do. I mean, hey, it's pretty darn good. This is my dinner slot, and we'll see you tomorrow. Just finished making literally the best breakfast ever. I wrote it down last night because I knew this is what I was gonna want. And anyways, I made it, so dream come true. I have my eggs with a little bit of green onion, some spinach, salt, and then I also have one of my sourdough English muffins with a little bit of grass-fed butter and my homemade blueberry jam on top. And the star of the show, my pumpkin spice latte with pumpkin cold foam. Actually insane. So good. I have a video on it, so you should go check that out. So amazing. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna enjoy this so much. But yeah, it was kind of crazy in the kitchen, so I couldn't really film me making it, but I'll try to film lunch and dinner. It's lunchtime, and I feel like I haven't made a yogurt bowl in actually so long, so I figured that would be a nice little thing to make for lunch. I'm gonna take my organic grass-fed A2 whole milk yogurt, put it in my bowl. This kind of milk is what animals were originally bred to create, so it's a lot easier for your body to digest. Ooh, this batch is nice and thick. I add my organic blueberries. I love using frozen because it makes it like a frozen yogurt consistency. Add some cinnamon on top for a little extra flavor. I love adding cinnamon to literally everything. And last but not least, for our crunchy aspect, I'm not gonna have any granola. I'm gonna have a little bit of mixed nuts. Oops, I dropped some. My bad. Anyway, this is my lunch. Super quick, super easy. Has some protein, has some carbs, has some fat. Cheers. Instead of showing you how I made dinner, I'm going to show you how I assemble dinner. I have a tortilla made from grass-fed butter I got from the farmer's market. Really good. And I am going to first go in with some of my homemade beans. Not from scratch, but you know, still pretty good. And then some chicken I just made right now. Just a bunch of seasonings on this. And then some guac. Got the avocado from the farmer's market, and then just added some lemon and salt. I love avocado, so gotta put a lot in there. And last but not least, instead of sour cream, I'm gonna do some Greek yogurt, just for a little tang. Now let's see if I'm able to roll this up. I think I'll be able to do it. Oh yeah. It's a little bit of a hole right there, but a little Chipotle burrito style. Let's give it a try. Of course it's yummy. How could it not be? See you tomorrow. Okay, so I'm prepping breakfast right now, and I'm gonna cut up a little bit of this green onion because we have some in the fridge, and I love putting it on the pan with some butter and spinach and then cooking that with my eggs. And then we have a whole case of tomatoes that needs to be used. So I'm gonna chop some of these up and add them in there as well. I'm trying to make quite a big breakfast because I do have to go babysit for like a couple of hours. I forgot I was gonna do 2 chicken sausages as well for some extra protein, so I have those cooking. Anyways, breakfast. I'm gonna add some grass-fed butter and my homemade blueberry jam to my English muffin, of course. How could I not? Homemade bread with grass-fed butter, homemade jam, a little omelet, some farm fresh raw milk with raw honey. There's truly nothing like it. Anyway, I'm going to eat this, and I'll see you when I see you. Okay, so I saw another creator making this and it made me crave it so badly. So it's basically a cucumber and avocado salad with these ingredients here added to it. And then I also added some edamame because I wanted a little more sustenance. And then you just put it in some seaweed with rice and it's like a little hand roll. It is so good and it made my heart so happy that I honored my craving.